that, it's like, this is
I'm a
wrong.
little sleepy today, and I don't know why. It's because the sun. It's just.
I think the hours because different. I think that's probably why I've been having that.
Okay, perfect.
Could be. Could be. Okay, let me get to the agenda here.
Still a couple minutes. That's running
Is
fast.
it? That's not even right anyway. Oh, there still is a couple
At
minutes.
59.
Gosh, a full house. Raise the roof.
We're pushing it.
This is all up in my face.
Yes, you're ready?
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Stockton Civil Service Equal Employment Commission meeting. Can we please get a roll call?
Sure. Commissioner Lima?
Here.
Commissioner Singh?
Here.
Vigil?
Here.
Vice Chair Sanchez?
Here.
Chair Slun?
Here. Okay, at this time, we take public comments on the closed session items. Are there any comments to be made? Anyone here? All right. It looks like there is not anyone wanting to speak, so I will announce that we are now going into closed session.
Commission is now adjourning the closed session regarding action items 3.1 through and including 3.4. There are no facts or circumstances to disclose at this time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. I will now call the regular session to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioner Lima?
Here.
Singh?
Here.
Vigil?
Here.
Vice Chair Sanchez?
Here.
Chair Slun?
Here. At this time, we will say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and Mr. Singh, would you please lead us in that?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you please have a report of action taken in closed session?
Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. The Commission has reconvened from closed session regarding action items 3.1 through and including 3.4. Disclosable action is as follows. Regarding action items 3.1 and 3.2, by unanimous vote of the Commissioners present, the Commissioners adopted the respective resolutions certifying the eligibility list. Regarding action item 3.3 and 3.4, by unanimous vote of the Commissioners present, the Commissioners removed the names from the respective eligibility lists. And I also forgot to mention that all of the Commissioners were present during the entirety of the closed session. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. Okay, we are now at citizens' comments and announcements. Are there any citizen comments or announcements? Seeing none, we will move into the consent calendar. Are there any items that any commissioner would like to pull for further discussion?
Oh, yes. I would like to pull 12.1.
12.1.
I mean 12.1, right there.
That's not in the consent calendar.
Oh, I'm sorry. Might take it back. Sorry.
Okay. Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I seconded.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Abstention? Very well. We are now at number 10, which is unfinished business, and we have nothing slated for today. Next is requests for appeals and public hearings. We have no requests for appeals or public hearing. We are now at 12, and we do have a public hearing. So I'd like to open the hearing and ask for the staff report.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We do have a staff report, and we also have in the audience as well is Captain Thomas Jernigan from the Stockton Police Department supporting our rule change that you're going to be hearing here today. So at the end of our staff report, I would just like to allow for a moment for the captain to just address the commission. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Well, good afternoon. My name is Pamela Somerville. I'm the Human Resources Analyst, and Chair Sloan and Commissioners, good afternoon. The rule change for your consideration today is in the Civil Service Rules and Regulations for Police and Fire Employees. Rule 7, Certification and Appointment, which is the method used to fill a vacancy. Located in your binders, please turn to item 12.1, page 41, which is the red line version of the rule change. Okay, be there? Okay. The Civil Service Rule 7 outlines the process used to certify and appoint candidates from an eligible list. The proposed rule change will amend the rule for the Civil Service Commission to certify names for appointment at the same time that they approve an entire eligible list. The purpose of this rule change is to streamline the appointment process in order to fill critical vacancies in a timely manner. And the next slide, I'd like to explain what our current process is versus our proposed process. In our current process, the Human Resources Department completes the recruitment. And then, as you'll see in this particular scenario, on March 16th, which is today, in closed session, the Commission is presented with a list of candidates who have met the minimum qualifications as well as passed the examination. The Commission reviews the information and the names on the list and approves the eligible list. And then a few days later, March 20th, the police has a promotional vacancy. And then on April 20th, at the next Civil Service Committee meeting, the Commission will certify and appoint the names highest on the list. And then on April 21st, the vacancy is filled. So that is our current process in regards to being able to fill the position. Now, proposed process is, for example, today, March 16th, the Commission, you'll review the information and the names on the list in closed session, and then you will approve and certify the names on the eligible list all at the same time. Then a few days later, the police has a promotional vacancy, and they're able to fill that position on March 21st. So the vacancy is filled. And in this example, the proposed scenario will allow the department to fill the vacancy 1 month sooner. Okay. This rule change comports to the City Charter, Article 25, Section 2508, which states in part that the Commission shall certify the name of the person highest on the eligible list, which is part of the current appointment process. The proposed changes were discussed with Police and Fire Management and the safety bargaining units, and they had no objections with the proposed changes. In the following sections were revised, sections 3, 5, 8, and 10. And then please note that in each section, you'll find the red underlined words that were added, and the red strike-through words were deleted. So starting on page 41, section 3, method of appointment, This section was updated to reflect the appointments will be made from an approved and certified list after the background and medical investigation. Okay. Now turn to page 42 and 43. You'll find section 5, which is certification for appointment. Now, this section was changed to reflect that names will be certified in rank order from an approved and certified eligible list. When there is one vacancy for promotional appointment, one name is provided, and for all other vacancy appointments, 2 names will be provided. The remaining subsections, A, B, C, D, and E, were consolidated into this one paragraph. Turning to page 45, which is section 8, appointment. This section was also updated to reflect that management shall make appointments in rank order from the commission-approved and certified eligible list. And continuing on page 45 is section 10A, which is the method of filling vacancies, method of filling temporary vacancies, conditional appointment. This section was updated to reflect that a conditional appointment may be made from a commission-approved and certified eligible list in order to fill a temporary vacancy in accordance with section 5, certification for appointment. And in summary, these changes will allow Commission to approve and certify all names on the eligible list at the same time. It will also streamline the appointment process and eliminate delays by allowing police and fire management to make appointments in rank order immediately as positions become vacant. It will also align with the city charter, Article 25, Section 2508, and it is supported by all police and fire bargaining units. Thank you. Any questions?
Captain?
Hello, Commissioners. I'm Captain Tom Jernigan of the Police Department. I actually represent management of the Police Department, but also I'm the president of the Managers Association. So from both those points of view, I just want to let you know that we reviewed all the proposed changes, and neither the Police Department nor the Managers Association have any objection to any of the changes. That's all.
Okay. Are there any other public comments? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close the hearing and ask the commissioners if they have any comments or concerns. Okay.
I do. I have a question regarding Section 5, certified appointing. I believe that, like you said, exonerated, meaning those piece of section, what is it? I have it right here somewhere on.
It's on page 42 of your book.
Yeah, right here, I got it. Right here, for Section 5, appointing to the eligibility, it is also the first 2 eligibility lists, in all of the 4 lists, it's going to be kind of censored or kind of like qualified the first, second, not the third of the eligibility list.
Right now, when you approve an eligibility list, you're approving all the names in rank order. Mm-hmm. Now, instead of coming back and asking you to certify the next one, and then coming back the next one, and then the next one, this will give us that you're approving the list and certifying it at the same time. So it will still be all the same rank order, and there won't be any more or less on the list than what we have now. It'll just be that the commission is saying, you can go ahead and fill the next person's name when a vacancy becomes available. You don't have to come back to us now and say, can I do the next name? Can I do the next name? Because we're just taking the very next name on the list.
So, you know, you speed up the deployment process.
Yes,
Oh,
this was
okay.
part of the commission's goal to us, was to look at our rules and look for any cleanup items that we can do to streamline the process, make it more efficient, and eliminate any barriers or obstacles that we may have in the hiring process or filling of promotions. And we identified that that two-step process, we could really probably do it in this single step as we're proposing here today.
But also, what does the civil service play as? Is it a weaken our role as ho-
Commissioners?
yes, as far as getting approved on what's needed to approve it and move on to the next?
We don't feel that it would be weakening the commission's role in any way, because now the main crux of your position is when the list is presented to you and you're certifying those lists in order. The latter step seems to be so rote in that we're coming back and just asking for the very next name on the list. So if there was somebody who wished to appeal that we didn't take the next name on a list or something, they could still bring that appeal before the commission, and that would be the really, important part for the commission to hear. But the step of just coming back to say, can we go to the next name, doesn't seem to really be the main emphasis of the commission's duties or responsibilities. The initial time that list comes to you for certification, that's still going to happen.
Okay, thank you.
I would say that how I'm interpreting it is that it's just speeding up the process rather than waiting for the next meeting for the Civil Service Commission, and like we had to wait for entire 1 month. I think we discussed this in the last meeting as well, that we have it and it's very quick. We get the officers, we have to move quickly unless we have a special meeting.
Right.
So it is just cutting the time frame by 30 days, and we are certifying the list either way, so
Yeah,
I think it's a good process.
thank you.
I just want to say that I understand where Mr. Vigil is going with this, the accountability and the transparency of everything to make sure that the number one ranked and scored the highest is the person that is contacted and not number 3 because of some other reason. So, but I also understand the need, to shorten that length of time to get the hiring in positions, as we, realize that you can lose people within that time frame because they've gone somewhere else. But definitely the transparency, is of a concern.
And one thing that we do is we do post the list publicly. Now, they don't say a person's name, they'll say their test number, but I will know my number, and I'll know if I'm second on the list or third on the list. So I know when a vacancy comes up in the police or the fire department, I'm the second one to receive the sergeant promotion, or I'm the third one to receive the captain's promotion. So the men and women do know where they rank on that list and what number they are for what order they would be coming up.
Very good. I'm satisfied then.
To add to that, your concern and what have you, I'm not assuming, I know that HR is the gatekeeper of this situation to make sure that they do, in other words, there's several steps that they still have to go through to make sure that they do choose according to the rank of their scoring.
That is true. The requisition is put in from the police department, but then, yes, HR is the keeper of the certification list.
So it has to be signed off.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Very good.
okay, with that, is that it? Okay, I would accept a motion to approve the rule change of Rule 7, Sections 3, 5, 8, and 10 of the Civil Service Rules and Regulations for police and fire employees regarding certification and appointment of the police and fire departments.
So moved.
Do I have
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone oppose? Abstention? Okay. We are now at new business, and we have a report from the Administrative Services. It's their annual equal employment report. Is there a representative here today?
We do. We have Jason Chan from the Administrative Services Department, and he's here to answer any questions.
Would you like to make any comments about your report?
Pleasure to be here today. Good afternoon, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Jason Chan. I'm the Program Manager 3 for the Administrative Services Department, here on behalf of the Chief Financial Officer, Matt Paulin. Upon review of ASD's Equal Employment Report, we hope that you're equally pleased with the diversity reflected in the department's historic and current staffing. We've been very fortunate in that the best qualified candidates to serve the city of Stockton also closely reflect the diversity within the city of Stockton's population. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I noticed that you have several vacancies, is that correct?
That is correct.
Are they in the process of being filled, and where are they in that process?
We are in the process of filling all of theirs. I don't have, I'm sorry, today an actual, where are we in the various processes? I don't know if we can give a 1 second kind of overview. Do you want? Nadie said she can kind of give us a highlights. She's the human resources analyst that is assigned to do all the recruiting and workforce planning for administrative services.
Good afternoon, Commission. My name is Nadie Rossetti, analyst for ASD. We just completed the accounting manager interviews last Friday, so we should be filling that fairly soon. We currently have the supervising procurement specialist position open. That closes today, and we should start those interviews in the next upcoming weeks. And after that, we will be opening up the procurement specialist. So ASD is on track to fill those positions.
That's good to know. Okay, just curious.
Great.
I do have a question. You know, I've raised this issue once before, but the recruitment efforts and the diversity publications, can you tell me which publications for the Hispanic community did you reach out to?
We keep that one as well, so we would be best to answer that one.
We use Careers Now to try to do outreach to diversity that covers an African American association, a Hispanic association, and also an Asian American association. We also do outreach on MMANC, which is the Municipal Management Association for Government Careers. It goes on governmentjobs.com for specific positions such as a supervising procurement specialist. There's also an association for those individuals who are in that area or that field of study. So ASD, we try to do as much outreach as we can and also try to find those specific associations that are related to the position that's open.
I have a question. Are you done?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. As far as you said you reach out to, do you work with WorkNet as well as other nonprofit organizations with people with disability, like job coaches and anything like that, to fit into this deployment in the city or staff?
This email, every Monday we do a flyer of our positions that are open. It does go out to WorkNet. I'm not sure if we do a outreach to kind of the disability organization that you were talking about, but we would be happy to look into that and put that put whatever organization on that list as part of our outreach effort.
Okay, thank you.
I did want to add, we do have El Concilio also listed in our weekly email.
Yes, I do receive those. However, last time when I inquired about it, I was given a website that you guys use, and I went through the process, and it's not a user-friendly process to go through for someone that's not, that uses that website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certain that Human Resources would be grateful for any associations or connections that you might have that you can offer to them as to where you might advertise.
We do, as we get them, we add.
Depending on certain levels of positions, you would go there, and there's just a variety that some of us here, up here at the diocese, might know that they may not. And so if you have those, please share it.
Yeah.
So that the more the merrier, I would think.
Yes,
So,
very much. Thank you.
are there any other comments?
Nope.
Okay, I would take a motion to approve the Administrative Services Annual Equal Employment Report.
I second it.
I need someone to approve.
I approve equal.
You move to?
I move 13.1.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Anyone oppose? Abstention? Very well. we're now at number 14, which is written communications and informational items. We have one informational piece here. As you can see, we're just being notified that action is being taken by the Director of Human Resources, retitling and amending the classification for buyer 3 and senior. Or is that right? Buyer 1 and 2, excuse me, and senior. My vision, yeah, they're kind of all squatted together. So, any comments or anything? If not, okay. We are now at board communications or comments. Does anyone on the board have anything they would like to share or say?
Yes, I do. I would like to invite people. We're having a walkathon called Stroke. I'm going to hand it out. It's called Brain Health 5K/walk. You know, it's going to be on, I believe, next month. So you're more than welcome to register online and get the ticket to walkathon for Stroke. So I'll give it to Brad, so he could give it to post it on it. And I think it's a good cause. It's good for health. We could walk. Burn some sugar, something. Even though a lot of people maybe diabetic or not, but I have to have that walking going on. Okay. But thank you for the staff, for everything, for the work you've done. I really appreciate that, and your patience and everything. Thank you.
I have one comment. I want to remind everybody we do have an appeal hearing in April, 17th and 18th?
Correct.
18th if necessary, 17th.
And I've confirmed with the opposing counsel that we're good to go on that date. They're ready.
Okay, and I think that's a Monday, Tuesday is what it is. It's very important that we have enough people present for that, so if for some reason something were to come up and you cannot, you need to let us know right away so that we make sure we have a quorum for that particular appeal, because we do have to rule on that. So I just wanted to bring that up and remind you. It's on my calendar, but sometimes it kind of gets away from me, and all of a sudden I look up and there it is.
Might have to update you on that later. It might be, 17th might be a difficult day for me.
Okay.
But we'll see if I have to I'll be here.
Yeah.
And the only problem I will have is just having an interpreter on present, and I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anything from staff?
Thank you. Form 700s, everybody's done?
Yep.
And the training is coming up too.
Yes. Thank you for signing.
That's the harassment training?
Yes.
I have not heard a thing about where it's at or anything.
I haven't heard it either.
Okay.
I have a
And it's
question.
Wednesday for me.
I will get it to you.
I have a question though. Like, what if you have already completed all those trainings in the line of business you are in? Because like I have already spent 3-4 hours doing anti-harassment and all kind of trainings. Will that be just considered that I have done it?
Yeah, you should have got a certificate or something saying that you did it. Can you just get that to me? And
I can.
And we'll look at that.
Yeah, because it's just like intensive and like it's just all the managerial trainings and the harassment and like all, the whole 9 yards. I've completed it.
Okay, very good. Yeah, just can you give me the certificate or whatever?
Definitely.
Okay, perfect.
I'm glad you
Thank
brought that up, because sometimes we get our training elsewhere and we forget that that can count for
Yeah.
it. So if you have
Now,
that
I don't want it to be a conflict, just like maybe because it's on my official transcript for the bank, right? Like, although it doesn't have anything, so just making sure.
Why don't you talk with her offline?
Yeah.
That'll be great. Thank you.
Okay. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
Second, okay, we're adjourned.